So this is the Norco 2,000-pound heavy-duty engine stand. All right, so we're gonna unload this box into the shop and see what it looks like once maybe get it put together this evening. Got about an hour of daylight left. I'm just gonna transport it, take everything out of the box, put it in the shop. All right, so we got, I think, all the parts out of that box. This little box here is the adapter for the 6.0 6.4 liter Powerstroke. Gonna help me unload it. These are the pieces. You got 2 plates there. This section, and 3 of those, and 4 boxes. 1 bolt was loose in the box, so hopefully we didn't lose any. But this is, hopefully we'll try to video putting it together and see if there's any damage. The box didn't look damaged too bad, other than being on a pallet and kind of strapped in, caved in a little bit, but it was delivered by semi-truck. He had a lift gate with a pallet jack, and he just unloaded it right off the lift gate, and we used the loader to get it down by the shop. So we're gonna see about putting it together. So what you doing, Jenna?
Opening up a
big heavy piece to the engine stand.
Yeah.
Think we'll get this together tonight?
Look at this.
We'll see if my Jenna can put it together. Need some help?
Yeah. Look at it.
You gotta use the other wrench, Jenna. Here, I could probably help you. All right, what are you doing, Jenna?
I am. What do you call it, Dad?
Tighten up the bolts on the engine stand.
I'm very tired.
It's been a long day. What'd you do today? Played?
Yeah.
Now it's time to earn some money, huh?
Well, me and Luke built a trap,
A trap?
and it worked. We tested it on each other. Both of each other.
Okay, let's do the other one. Nope. There you go. Just snug it up. I'll go through and tighten it down.
You're getting it caught.
Okay, we got the smaller upright 2 bolts. She's got the bolts in now. She just tightened them up. Someday. And then we'll put the larger of the uprights with the mechanical turn rotate device. We'll go here. We'll take that bolt out, and so we'll have 3 bolts. Match the 3 bolts there. And then we'll open up the little box and see what's in there. Did you tighten those up, Jenna?
I think.
No, you didn't. Good thing I'm quality control. Huh. All right, my little girl's got the big, heavy other vertical. She's putting the 3 bolts on. So again, there's 2 bolts to put that on. These 2 bolts down here to bolt this wheel set here. And then now we got 3 bolts to do the vertical. The handle comes shipped like this, so it's loose. So we'll take this nut off and reverse the handle, tighten it back up. And we'll go from there. See what else we gotta do. My little girl's running out of steam. Okay, my Jenna finished her project. She got this assembled. We got the 6.0 6.4 liter Powerstroke adapter plates on there. From the one picture we did find that came with the adapter plates, the shorter adapter plate goes on the gear side, and then the longer ones on this side. It came with a little baggie of bolts there that we'll use for when we set the motor in. Hopefully we'll get to doing that tomorrow. But yeah, overall it was straightforward, easy to put together. I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts to put together, not counting your adapter plates. These are the universal plates that come with it. We'll set them aside. Won't be using them for the Powerstroke, but maybe for another project. And then these, we got 2, 4, 6, 8 of those. I think these are hardware to use with the universal adapter plates. But yeah, that is it. Got our handle on properly. What do you say, Jenna? Was it hard?
No.
No? See, there you go.
It's heavy.
That's it. It's a finger pincher if you're not careful, but it wasn't hard. All right, we're gonna call it a night. Sun's going down. We are gonna hopefully try to set the motor onto this tomorrow. Okay, this is officially kicking off the excursion build. Got a beautiful evening. We're gonna try to do this. Sorry for the wind. We're gonna try to do this before the sun goes down. We got the whole donor truck out. Pulled it out with the old Ford tractor. And Jenna's spraying our degreaser on there. We're gonna try to pressure wash this all off so we can start taking it off, get the engine in the shop. It's going to be the first part is we're going to tear down the motor, make sure it's usable. There's no internal damages that it's going to prevent. And this should be a 2006 F350 and 6-liter. Confirm the year right there. We're going to degrease the tranny. I think I'm gonna put it up for sale. I don't need it. I'm gonna rebuild the one on the Excursion. So put this one for sale. Get the motor, rebuild it. We're gonna take the rear axle off, front axle, front and rear suspension. We got our new wheels on there, so we're gonna put about a 35-inch tire is what we're hoping to be able to squeeze in there. Still not have any issues. Yeah, that's what we're getting ready to do. Got all the pipe passages blocked off with foil ducting tape. Jenna's giving a good degreaser coating to it. She'll record me pressure washing it. Alright, so I got it pressure washed. See, it looks better. It ain't spotless, but it's be a lot less grease to deal with. I'm gonna start working on it. Shiny new wheels. Sun shining on this side. We'll get it all shined up. Be fun. Completely tearing this down. Checking the bearings. Crank bearings, rod bearings. Inspecting the cylinder bores. Resealing everything. We're gonna put some aftermarket heads on it, I think. We're gonna get some O-ringed heads. We haven't completely decided on who we're gonna go with. We got some ideas. If you got any suggestions or comments about what heads to use or what we should be doing to it, let us know. I got what's in my head, what I'm planning on doing to make it more reliable. We want good. We never had an issue with the Excursion not having enough power. We towed plenty of weight with it, never had any issues. We did have some turbo lag off bottom, off the low end, right off idle, but I think putting a turbo back exhaust on there and doing some other things should help make it breathe better. Maybe eliminate some of that turbo lag. Yeah, we just want to make it reliable and clean burning, so that's our goal. Reliable, clean burning power. Probably get a tune done to it. I'm looking at maybe a custom tune. Yeah, we're excited about getting it together, huh, Jenna? Starting on this project.
Yep.
We're gonna wash it up before the sunset. I don't know if we'll get it in the shop. I'm gonna fire up the John Deere, try to nose this up to the shop so I can get the engine hoist on here. I'm gonna probably lift the whole tranny and engine up together out of the frame, and then I'll set this on a mobile hydraulic table I got, the transmission, and then we'll mount the engine on the engine stand. And first thing we're gonna do is tear it down, make sure everything's usable, that we don't have any major catastrophic engine damage. Should be fine. I think it's got about 120,000 miles on it. So, yeah, we're gonna do that. If that's the case, then that way I can sell my Excursion motor, because we don't need it. So stay tuned. All right, so we got the donor truck frame and engine rolled up to the front of the shop, so we can start getting it ready to pull out of here, put it on the engine stand. I went ahead and pulled the fan shroud off, loosened off the serpentine belt. Fan shrouds are down there. Nice thing is this is all complete with no broken pieces, so that's a luck. Ours on the Excursions was busted when we got it. I think there's one bolt that worked to hold the shroud in place, so that's good. Hopefully we don't break it. So we're trying to remove motor mount bolts. On the driver's side, I got the front two removed. The rear two are easy. I'm leaving those in to hold it. Problem is on the passenger side, I can only get to one. Let's see. It's kind of tough to see. Right there. I got that one. The other one is tucked in behind the air conditioning compressor. So I think we'll pull this air conditioning compressor off, set it aside, and that should hopefully get us to that other front motor mount bolt. Then we'll pull the motor mount bolts. I guess we could get it from the bottom. Look at it, but I'll take a look and see if we can get the motor mount itself. I was trying to unbolt the motor mounts from the engine itself. I might just unbolt it from the frame and then take them off when it's on the engine hoist. Yeah, get this thing out of here. It's like 95, 98 degrees today. Sun's beating on this. Can't touch anything barehanded. Even with the rubber gloves, you touch the tires and it hurts. So we're moving a little slow. We'll see what we can get done before we got to go in for a dentist appointment. All right, we got our engine hoist ready, engine stand ready. We're gonna put the transmission on that hydraulic table. We got, didn't end up having to pull the air compressor after I sat back and thought about it for a minute. Got out of the heat, I realized I could easily access the motor mounts for the bottom, from the bottom side of the cross member. So I was able to pull those out. So I just got one bolt on this side on the front, one bolt on transmission motor mount, and that's all that's holding it in. I gotta get ready for a dentist appointment, but when I get back tonight, we'll roll this into the shop, pull the motor and tranny out, and separate them. Hopefully get it on our new engine stand. All right, sun's just went down, but we got the motor out. Just rolled the frame out of the shop. That was a little more challenging. I'll explain why here in a minute. This is what's left of our donor frame. We're gonna leave it like this until we get that done. So we're gonna get ready to pull that back in the shop, hopefully tomorrow. Start back working on it again. We got all the parts we need for it. Once the Volkswagen's done, then we'll pull the axles and suspension off of this and bring it in. Here we go. We got our 6 liter on our new engine stand using our engine hoist, which was a big problem. This engine hoist is not made to work with this engine stand. There's just no way to straddle it. So we ended up sliding the bottom rail here, sideways along the legs of the engine hoist, bolting the engine stand to the engine, then using blocks of 2x6 and a jack to lift the engine stand with the motor up high enough to slide the cherry picker out. But probably wasn't the safest way, but it's the only way we could figure out to do it. We're gonna come up with something different when we go to put it all in there. But we got the motor on there, so we'll wheel this out of the way and probably put a drain pan underneath it, start draining the motor oil. But we're gonna wheel it off to the side, clean up this area here, and get the Volkswagen back in here because we've got the parts for that. So we'll have 3 projects going on at once. Tearing this down to make sure it's a salvageable motor. Should be only got about 125,000 miles on it. So it should be a good, clean motor with no major issues, but we'll see once we tear it down. We'll inspect everything. I want to inspect the crank bearings and rod bearings, all that good stuff, cylinder bores, camshaft, lifters, see what we got to replace. So we'll be working on that, tearing that down. We got the gaskets we need to tear down the oil pan and front timing cover on this one, so we'll be working on this one. And we'll get the white Touareg in here and work on that one. Hopefully that one's probably going to be first, so we can get it back together, or you get it running if we need to sell it. And then we'll work on the Excursion and the Ranchero. All right, got the Volkswagen in here, 2000 Touareg V6. We're able to get our Excursion, soon to be Excursion 6.0 in the shop on our new engine stand. Probably putting that transmission up for sale since I don't need it. I'm gonna rebuild the one in the Excursion along with this motor, and we'll be good to go. So I'll sell this motor, this transmission, and the motor in the Excursion. And then Ranchero's in here. We just got the gaskets to do the oil pan and timing cover on that. I don't know if I've talked about this engine here. This is our spare VW V10 TDI diesel that we got with the blue 2006 Touareg. So once we get to that point, we'll actually have, once the Excursion's done, I think we'll work on this Touareg. So we'll tear that motor down, make sure it's rebuildable. We'll rebuild it, and that will go in our 2004 TDI. We'll pull the motor out of the 2004, tear it down, find out what's wrong with it, rebuild it, put it in the 2006, and then we'll have a spare V10. The engine behind that is a spare Chrysler 4.7 liter V8. That one is just a spare motor in case the one in our $100 Jeep isn't salvageable. It looks like probably definitely got some valve issues because there's a hole in one of the rocker covers, valve covers. So we don't know how much damage, so we got a spare motor. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos.